Just a little further. Almost got it. Okay, sweatpants it is. It's like the weirdest thing. None of my pants fit anymore. None of them.
That's weird, because none of my pants have been fitting lately either.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, that actually makes me feel better. Oh, wow. That means that there must be something like wrong with the washer or something.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. I mean, there's no other possible explanation at all.
No. For both of our pants to not be fitting?
Stupid washer.
Stupid washer.
Anyway, do you want some snacks?
Of course I want snacks. Oh my God. Do we have any more cupcakes? Hey guys, welcome back to Easy Breezy Vegan, where I make veganism easy breezy to digest. If you're anything like me, then during this quarantine, you've probably gained like 2 or 3 or maybe 10 pounds. And Vegan Yak and I just weren't really feeling like our optimum selves, so we decided to do something about it. We went ahead and cut out all the vegan junk food and started getting more active for a 30-day challenge. Before we get started, I ask that you like this video, and if you're vegan or maybe you're just vegan curious and you like to keep things easy breezy, then make sure to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell as well so you could stay up to date with all the easy breezy things. So for the 30-day challenge, Vegan Yak and I both followed slightly different rules. To find out what rules Vegan Yak followed, you can go ahead and check out his video, which I will link in the description below. Here are the rules for the challenge that I did. For 30 days, I was only allowed to eat whole food plant-based meals, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Any food that comes from plants and hasn't undergone a massive amount of processing is okay to eat. I'll make sure to include a link in the description below that can bring you to a resource that can help further explain whole food plant-based diets. So I was having no processed foods, no pasta, no tortillas, no bread, and that was probably the toughest rule for me to follow because I love bread. It's one of my top 3 favorite foods. Also, no added sugar, so no sweets, no candies, and on top of that, we also decided not to have any oil in our diet because oil is one of the most calorie-dense foods. I also lowered my caffeine intake. I normally have 2 cups of coffee every day, and I went to having just 1 cup of green tea each day instead. Now something I feel like I should probably mention is that the only liquids that I usually drink are coffee, tea, water, and kombucha. Walter and I haven't been drinking alcohol for over a year now. If we were drinking alcohol, then I would have stopped doing so during the challenge. So I just thought that was something I should mention. We didn't need to cut out alcohol because we already aren't drinking alcohol. And the same goes for soda and fruit juices. We don't really drink those either. So the only drink that I really had to cut out was coffee. So during the 30 days, I was really only drinking water, green tea, and I think I had like 2 kombucha during the entire 30 days, so mostly just water. For my workout, I decided to do yoga every day for 30 minutes. I've always really loved yoga and I've always really wanted to do it more often, but I just feel like I could never find the time. So I thought that this challenge would be a great way for me to get in the habit of doing yoga every day. And on top of that, I also decided to meditate every day, even if it was just for 5 to 10 minutes. Now I know that in the beginning of this video, I talk about weight loss during quarantine and it being the motivation behind starting this challenge. But for me, my main goal really was just to feel good. To feel good physically, to feel good mentally, to feel good spiritually. Getting back to my regular weight and losing some lbs was just icing on the cake. I did take my starting body measurements, my starting weight, and before and after pictures, and I'll be sharing those with you and any changes that may have happened to my body during this 30-day challenge with you at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Now the diet was really easy to get started with because we already eat a lot of whole food plant-based meals as is. The only thing that was really hard to get used to was no processed snacks and no coffee. So it's the first day of the 30-day plant-based challenge, and I'm really excited because it's gonna be good for me, but I am a little bit apprehensive because I don't get to have any snacky snacks. I don't get to have popsicles. And like today, I don't get to have my 2 cups of coffee, which I've become really accustomed to and I like. Hey guys, so it's the beginning of day 2 right now. I've already eaten my breakfast, and which is generally the same thing every single day. I have oatmeal and a smoothie every day. So that's already a whole food plant-based meal, so that one's easy. I didn't really have to change that or do anything special for breakfast. I'm really happy because I already have my green tea, and right now I don't have a headache. So that's like awesome because yesterday I had a headache all day. I was really missing my coffee, and even today it was like kind of heartbreaking because I was like about to make the coffee and then I was like, oh yeah, I don't get to make the coffee. So this is my 2-week whole food plant-based update. I have been eating whole food plant-based for the last 2 weeks and things have been going really well. Actually, the easiest part of this is finding what to eat. That's easy. One of the hardest things about this would be just actually doing yoga every day. Yeah, I mean, yoga is something that I've always liked and I've always wanted to be a yoga person, but finding the time has always been a struggle for me, and this challenge has made me have to make the time. So even if the dishes aren't done, I do yoga. Batch cooking made things way easier, and I definitely suggest that if you're trying to incorporate more vegetables into your diet. But it also meant that I ended up eating a lot of the same things over and over again, which I personally don't mind at all. But I wanted to make sure to shake things up for Walter each day because I didn't want him getting bored. So since I'm gonna be eating plant-based for the next 30 days, one of the easiest ways to do this is to bulk cook. So right now I am about to make 2 pounds of rice. Whoops, I made a little mess. And then I'll also be making some broccoli. So let's go ahead and get that started. All right, I'll come over here and check on the broccoli. Doing good. And I'm also about to make some potatoes, and the great thing is we can throw all these things into a bowl and then add some beans and add some other veggies if we want, and it just makes for a really simple, easy, plant-based meal. But yeah, I ate mostly different arrangements of potatoes, sweet potatoes, brown rice, broccoli, asparagus, kale, black beans, pinto beans. Here are a few of the meals I enjoyed during the 30 days. And as for my workouts, the hardest part of working out each day for me was just getting started. And also finding the time was definitely hard too. Most of my workouts actually ended up happening at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, but I still ended up making sure to get them done. And nighttime for me is actually when my mind is most at ease because I've done everything I need to do for that day, I don't have anything else to do tomorrow, and I can really just focus on yoga. My kids are doing online learning right now, so I actually tried to do some of my yoga sessions while they were in their Zoom calls with their teachers. But for whatever reason, I still got interrupted a couple of times. Hi, pretty girl.
From your back, pull your knees into your chest. This is called hollow body. It is a principle used often in Pilates and strength training.
And honestly, I just found it hard to focus on the yoga, and my brain just kept drifting to like what was next on the kids' schedules or what I was gonna make for lunch. So yeah, nighttime just works best for me. During the 30 days, I definitely started to feel stronger and more flexible. I even used some of the yoga mantras that I learned in my daily life. I mean, I was able to stay more calm during situations that would normally cause me like a lot of stress. And I just felt like I had a lot more mental clarity. I was just able to think better. I definitely felt better. I just had less neck strain, which I get from being hunched over a computer, writing and editing videos all the time. And yeah, my body just felt more energized despite the fact that I was having less caffeine. During the first week of the challenge, I was suffering from a lot of bloating. My customary 2 cups of coffee just have a way of flushing my body out, and not having that was just definitely an adjustment. My body was just always bloated, even when I would wake up in the morning. But by week 2, I started to see things go back to normal and my body adjusted and the bloating went away. During weeks 2 and 3, the cravings definitely got worse for me. I was constantly craving chips, coffee, sweets, popsicles, you name it. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying what I was eating, I definitely enjoyed the food that I was eating, but I just wanted some vegan junk food to snack on. I wanted grilled cheese, popsicles, pasta, burritos, cinnamon rolls, mashed potatoes, and I had all these plans that like once the 30 days was over, I was gonna go totally ham on all these foods. But by the end of the 30 days, my cravings had kind of gone away and the appeal of these foods had kind of died down a little bit, like I wasn't like craving them so hardcore. And by the end of the 30 days, I didn't go ham at all. I didn't go nuts at all. I think it was actually like 2 or 3 days after the challenge was already over that I decided to give in to any of my cravings. And even then, I think I had like a burrito and a popsicle once the 30 days was over. My body did change during the challenge. My clothes fit better, I started carrying myself better, and I just kind of like felt better. And I didn't feel the need to indulge in junk food as much. Now, let me remind you that this challenge was only for 30 days. I wasn't doing high intensity workouts, and the workouts that I was doing was only for half an hour each day. And also, I wasn't calorie counting. I wasn't restricting the amount of food that I was eating. I was eating as much as I wanted every day. Here is my before photo. My weight and BMI are both in the normal range. My body fat is in the fitness range. My visceral fat is in the good range, and my metabolic age is 28. So I'm not saying by any means that I'm fat here or anything like that. I just know that for me, I was not at my optimum health and I didn't feel that great. And I know that if I didn't make changes that I would have continued to gain weight. Here's my after photo. I lost 8 pounds. My BMI went down by 1.3 points. I went down 2.1% in body fat. My visceral fat, which is the fat around my abdomen, went down by a point. And my metabolic age went down to 27. So it was definitely encouraging to see my body responding to the lifestyle changes I had made. It made me realize that I have a lot of control over how my body looks and feels. I also took my before and after measurements. Now, there wasn't too much of a change in such a short amount of time, but I did lose an inch off my waist, which is always nice to see because my tummy is definitely my trouble area. After the challenge, I do plan on continuing to do yoga every day and also to meditate as well. I realize that I do have the time for it, it's just up to me to try to carve that time out of my day each day. I also plan on limiting the amount of processed foods that I eat each day and make sure that I'm not making a habit out of eating processed, convenient, or junky foods each day. I highly recommend a 30-day whole foods plant-based challenge to anyone that wants to take control of their body back. Now, your challenge doesn't have to look exactly like mine. You could tweak it, play with it, come up with your own workout routine, but I do highly recommend it to anybody that wants to jumpstart a healthier lifestyle. Let me know how you're taking control of your health in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to take it easy breezy and be vegan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye!